Your cat looks at you right now and doesn't see a human. They never have. The creature they've been living with, bonding with, trusting with their entire existence. That's not you as you understand yourself. Your cat has constructed a completely different identity for you in their mind, and it's so far from what you'd expect that when you finally understand what they actually think you are, it changes everything about how you interpret their behavior. This matters because you've been misunderstanding half of what your cat does based on the assumption that they see you as a different species. But they don't. The way your cat processes your existence, the category they've mentally placed you in, the role they've assigned you, none of it matches reality, and all of it explains behaviors that have probably confused you for years. Most people assume cats recognize humans as a separate species, something different from themselves. We're bigger, we walk on two legs, we don't have fur, we smell different, we communicate differently. Surely cats notice these obvious distinctions, right? Except research into cat behavior and cognition has revealed something fascinating. Cats don't seem to adjust their social behavior based on species at all. They use the exact same behaviors with humans that they use with other cats. When your cat rubs against your legs, they're using the same scent marking and greeting behavior they'd use with another cat. When they slow blink at you, that's cat-to-cat trust signaling. When they bring you dead mice, that's what mother cats do for kittens. Every chirp, every head bump, every tail-up approach, every grooming session, these are all behaviors from the cat social playbook applied to you without modification. Here's what researchers think is happening. Your cat has essentially categorized you as a really weird, oversized, incompetent cat. You're not a different species in their mental model. You're just a bizarre member of their own species who happens to be enormous, lacks basic survival skills, and does some truly baffling things. But you're fundamentally cat-shaped in their understanding of the world. Think about how your cat treats you during play. They don't modify their hunting behaviors for you. They use the same pouncing, stalking, and attacking moves they'd use with a cat playmate or with prey. When they gently bite you during play, when they kick with their back legs, when they do that butt wiggle before pouncing, that's not playing with a human. That's playing with another being using cat play rules. And the prey thing? When your cat brings you a dead bird or mouse, they're not trying to gross you out. They're treating you exactly like a mother cat treats kittens who need to learn hunting. From your cat's perspective, you're a terrible hunter who somehow survives despite never catching anything. You don't even try. You just open magic containers and food appears. So your cat, being a generous family member, brings you prey to teach you and to make sure you're fed. You're the kitten in this relationship, at least when it comes to hunting. Make sure you subscribe because we're about to dive even deeper into your cat's perception of you. But here's where it gets really interesting. Your cat doesn't just see you as any cat. They've assigned you a specific role, and that role is essentially giant mother cat. Think about the behaviors your cat directs at you. Kneading on you with their paws? That's nursing behavior from kittenhood. The way they meow at you constantly? Adult cats rarely meow at each other. That's kitten-to-mother communication they've retained for you. When they bring you things, when they seek you out for comfort, when they follow you around, all of this is kitten behavior directed at a parental figure. Your cat has basically decided you're their mom, regardless of your actual gender or any other factor. You're the big, safe, resource-providing parent cat who somehow manages to survive despite being shockingly bad at normal cat things like hunting and climbing. They love you, they depend on you, and they've mentally slotted you into the mother category because that's the framework they have for understanding a larger being who provides food, safety, and affection. But simultaneously, and this is where cat thinking gets beautifully contradictory, your cat also sometimes sees themselves as your parent. When they groom you, they're performing maternal care. When they bring you prey, they're providing for you. When they seem concerned about you during unusual situations, they're showing parental worry. Your cat has somehow created a relationship where you're both parent and kitten to each other, taking turns in each role depending on the situation. This explains so much behavior that seems contradictory. Your cat acts independent and aloof one moment, then desperately clingy the next. That's because sometimes they're in I'm the self-sufficient adult cat mode, and sometimes they're in I need my parent mode. They flip between these states throughout the day, and you're expected to just roll with it without explanation. Here's something that'll blow your mind. Your cat probably thinks you're not very bright. From their perspective, you can't hunt, you can't groom yourself properly, you don't speak cat language clearly, you're clumsy, you can't jump worth a damn, and you need their help with basic survival skills. When your cat watches you struggle to open a can or drop something, they're probably thinking, this poor stupid giant cat needs so much help. They've adapted to your incompetence beautifully. They've learned which sounds get your attention since you don't understand proper cat communication. They've figured out how to train you to do things they want. Specific meows for food, strategic positioning for door opening, carefully timed adorable behavior for treats. Your cat has essentially learned to work around your limitations as a defective cat who somehow ended up in charge of the food supply. And your size? Your cat seems to have just accepted that you're a giant. They've calibrated their expectations around your enormous scale. They know they can climb things you can't. They know they fit in spaces you don't. They've mapped out that your hands are kind of like their paws, but way more versatile. Your size is just another weird thing about you, like your lack of fur and your bizarre habit of getting in water on purpose. Comment below if you've ever felt like your cat was judging your life choices, because they probably were. The really fascinating part is how your cat handles the things you do that make no sense in cat logic. You leave the house and come back later. Where did you go? In cat thinking, territory is fixed. You should stay in the territory, but you vanish for hours and return smelling like outside. Your cat has probably decided you're just a really weird cat with strange roaming habits. You put yourself in a small rain chamber every day and get completely wet on purpose. To a cat, this is absolutely insane behavior. Water is generally avoided, yet here you are, voluntarily soaking yourself. You also sit and stare at glowing rectangles for hours. You make food appear from cold boxes. You bring new objects into the territory randomly. None of this makes sense in cat logic, but your cat has just filed you under beloved weirdo who does inexplicable things. Here's where the mother cat perception becomes really important. It explains why your cat gets so distressed when you're upset or sick. They're not just being sympathetic, they're genuinely worried about their parental figure. If mom is down, that's a crisis. Kittens depend on mother cats for survival, and even though your cat is an adult, they've kept that emotional framework. When you're compromised, their security is threatened, so they react with concern, clinginess, or even bringing you healing gifts like dead mice to help you recover. It also explains the presenting prey to you behavior in a new light. Your cat isn't just teaching you, they're providing for family. Mother cats feed their kittens. Your cat, seeing you as both mother figure and kitten who needs care, brings you food because that's what family does. The fact that you don't eat the mouse is just another example of your incomprehensible behavior that they've learned to tolerate. The sleeping thing makes more sense now too. Kittens pile with their mother for warmth and safety. When your adult cat sleeps on you, with you, near you, they're recreating that safe kitten experience with their giant cat parent. You're the warm, safe body that represents security. The fact that you're huge just means more surface area for comfortable sleeping, and the following you everywhere, including the bathroom. Kittens follow their mother constantly. Even adult cats in colonies maintain proximity to family members. Your cat following you from room to room isn't clinginess. It's normal cat family behavior. They're keeping track of where their parent/family member is, making sure you're safe, staying within the security of your presence. Here's the beautiful part. Your cat's misunderstanding of what you are has created a relationship that works perfectly for both of you. They get a giant, resource-rich parent figure who provides endless food, safety, and affection. You get a small, furry companion who loves you, trusts you, and treats you like family. The relationship functions beautifully, despite being based on a completely incorrect understanding of what species you belong to. Your cat will probably never realize you're not a cat. They'll go their whole life thinking you're just an exceptionally large, weird-looking, incompetent but beloved member of their species. And honestly, that's kind of perfect. They love you as a cat loves family. They trust you as a kitten trusts their mother. They care for you as a parent cares for offspring. All of this happens because they've categorized you as one of their own. So the next time your cat brings you a dead mouse, remember, they're not being gross. They're feeding their incompetent giant kitten. When they meow at you incessantly, they're using kitten communication with their parent figure. When they knead on you, they're nursing from their giant mother cat. When they groom you, they're taking care of family. Every behavior makes perfect sense once you understand that in your cat's mind, you're not a human. You're just a really weird cat who needs a lot of help but is loved anyway. You're the giant, strange, wonderful cat that your actual cat has chosen as family. And in the world of cats, where trust and affection are given carefully and sparingly, being accepted as one of their own, even as a defective version, is the highest compliment they can give. If understanding your cat's perception of you made you see your relationship in a whole new way, make sure you're subscribed and check out the next video where we explore more of the fascinating ways cats understand their world.